All right, so I think we are recording. Jordan, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Ben?
I'm good. I'm excited to see the latest updates from Buzzsprout from a Buzzsprout first perspective. So I'll open the floor to you. Explain what you guys have recently changed, why you changed it, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, so we actually released Buzzsprout subscriptions, I think 2 years ago for our users. So if you have a pay plan on Buzzsprout, it's really easy to just toggle on. And what we originally had was like premium content where you could create bonus episodes and then listener support. And it was like a either or sort of situation where you could get listener support where you can just get donations from listeners every month, or you could get the bonus content. And then we recently started working with Apple Podcasts. So Apple Podcasts enabled a way for us to do one-click submission because it used to be you have to create an account and it was like a whole ordeal
Such a
to
pain.
yeah, it was very difficult. A lot of people would write in, there was hiccups and like a feedback loop that you get stuck in sometimes with Apple Podcasts. But they changed the way that you submit your show to Apple Podcasts, which is really great. So it's just one click submission now, like pretty much all the other platforms now. And so along with that, we also work with them to do a Apple Podcasts integration through Buzzsprout, which is really great because if you have Apple Podcast subscriptions, I personally use Apple Podcast subscriptions for my podcast and I have Buzzsprout subscriptions. And so what I've done in the past is when I upload a bonus episode, I will upload it in Buzzsprout, and then I'll also log into Apple Podcast subscriptions and upload my bonus content there. It'll like process for a while, and then I have to hit publish because hitting save doesn't publish it. And so I'm like toggling all these different platforms. And so now we have that integration, but Apple Podcast subscriptions has like ad-free bonus episodes. You can archive like past episodes. They offer all this stuff. And so with that integration, we were like, okay, so now we can offer the same sort of things for Buzzsprout users. So
Amazing.
yeah.
I love to hear that. Anything to simplify things, especially when it comes to Apple Podcasts, I'm all for because the amount of times
Yeah.
I've had to help people with support on that over the years is insane. So I'm very happy to hear all that.
I know. Yeah, that's the whole thing is like Apple Podcasts has been really awesome about finding ways to make it easier for podcasters to get listed, to use their tools, because Apple Podcasts has amazing tools on their
Hmm.
platform. It's great. And so the fact that they're working with podcast hosts now and making everything easier for podcasters, I mean, it's a win-win for everybody.
Amazing.
Yeah,
100%. Awesome. And can you show us into the tool what that looks like and how these changes impact Buzzsprout users?
absolutely. Yeah. So let me share my screen real quick here.
Yeah, go for it.
You got this one?
Yes, I can see it.
Lovely. Okay. So on your Buzzsprout dashboard, this is what it looks like for our podcast, Buzzcast. When you go to monetization and subscriptions, there's a way to enable paid subscriptions and you can offer premium content. It's really easy to just click get started. And then you have different subscription settings that you can use. So we have premium episodes, early access, where subscribers get early access to your episodes. This is really cool if you want to provide premium content for your listeners without adding extra work because you've already
Hmm.
done the work. You've already integrated, like you've already edited your episode. It's ready. If you're ahead of time, that's great. And then the subscribers will get a little bit of a perk having the episode a little bit earlier. Another thing that you could do if you offer merch is you could do merch drops a little early for your paying subscribers. And so they'll get like first dibs on things like that. So early access, yeah, early access is kind of cool because of that. Then we also have back catalog access where only subscribers get access to your full catalog of episodes. And you can make it so that you have like one or two episodes that are free just to like hook listeners, and then the rest of it is subscriber only. And then we have subscriber only podcast, which is a little bit different than premium episodes. Premium episodes, we assume that your content is not subscriber only. And so there is, when you upload an episode, there's like a little checkbox on your dashboard that says, hey, this is premium content. And so that will put it behind the paywall. And I can show you what that looks like a little bit. And subscriber only podcast, we just assume that you want it to all be paywalled unless you tell us otherwise. And so you would uncheck that box essentially. So this is a really cool thing to do. Ad-free episodes, subscribers get ad-free versions of your episodes. Something that I discovered about the ad-free podcasts is that, which in hindsight, I don't know why it didn't occur to me earlier, but with ad-free episodes, you upload 2 versions of the episode, right? So that makes sense now to me, but you would upload a version that doesn't have ads, and then you would upload a version that has like ads, sponsorships, things like that. Also, ad-free episodes, Buzzsprout ads do not get applied to them, or dynamic content also does not get applied to ad-free episodes. But the other cool thing about uploading 2 versions, in my mind, I'm like, you could have like a director's cut version
Yeah.
of your podcast, or like some sort of bonus content wrapped into the episode, so your subscribers would get like a special episode that the non-payers don't get. So
That's so cool.
I
Yeah,
know
I
it's
love
really cool.
all these tools. I love the creativity that it gives a podcaster to really connect to their audience in ways that they know they'd like, right? Because no one knows a podcaster's audience better than the podcaster themselves. And so you can now, with all these tools, be really creative with the value that you give, which is awesome.
It's true. Yeah. There's so many different ways. And I don't know if you've ever done this, but I love going through. Apple Podcasts actually provides a list of like top subscription content
No, I've
on
not
their
seen that.
app. Yeah, and it's really fun to go through and look. So, I mean, with the subscriber only podcast or even like premium episodes, I love just kind of like snooping and seeing what other people are doing. So, Aaron Mankey, he is providing bonus mini episodes, which to me, that was like, oh, that's so smart because it's not that much extra work. And everyone always thinks, oh, I need to do my most like extravagant, big episodes for paying subscribers. And Aaron Mankey's like, no, you get like mini episodes.
I like that. I think we
Yeah.
overcomplicate things a lot as creators. We try to overthink it when we've already got the people there. They love it. They just want more, or even unique, or even them knowing that they're one of the few people getting this. That in of itself is quite valuable for people.
Yeah, absolutely. This is why we have listener support in addition to subscriptions. And I'm not going to click on it because you'll see private information for our supporters. But on the listener support tab, that's one that you can just turn on, and you're just creating the content that is already bringing value to your listeners. And you're just saying, hey, if you are getting value from this, support the show. And all of these, the listener support, the subscriptions, it will drop a link in your show notes for every single episode, back catalog, future episodes, so that you can easily do a call to action in your episode saying like, hey, if you want to support the show, go ahead and click in there in
So
the show
cool.
notes. And yeah.
That's awesome. Is there anything that you guys have seen? As you mentioned, that list that Apple Podcasts have of subscription-based content. Between that and anything that you have seen firsthand, is there some creative ways that people have leveraged these tools?
One of the ways that I've seen somebody discuss using these that I thought that's kind of cool is the subscriber only podcast. So this person had written a book. It was like some sort of like life coach or something like that. So they wrote a book and they recorded an audiobook version of the book, but they wanted to get paid for it. But they didn't want to go through like Amazon or all these different things. And they said, what if I release the audiobook as a podcast and then I paywall it, and so people can listen and pay for the audiobook? And I was like, man, that is such a creative use of that, because they're thinking outside of the podcast. Like the podcast is the like marketing funnel to bring people in and to tell people, hey, I'm going to bring a lot of value to you. And, if you subscribe, you can actually listen to the back catalog that is actually my audiobook. And I will release the first 2 chapters for free so you can listen to those. And, if you feel like supporting the show, then you can do that. And then you can also listen to the audiobook while you're at it.
I love that. As a big
Yeah.
consumer of audiobooks, that would definitely pull me in. So I
Mm-hmm.
love that. Just being creative and making this more of a really like a consumer first experience. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, there's so many things that you can do with the subscriptions, because there's so many different types of subscriptions. And so you have to think about like, okay, if I have 1 or 2 episodes that are free, or if I do like the early access, what is another thing that I can bring to my subscribers that's not just, getting the episode a week before
Yeah.
everyone else, right?
So is
So
there the ability to make different tiers of subscriptions in here? Like, or how does that work?
there's not different tiers of subscriptions in this. We keep it very simple. Basically, when you do your payment, like when you're setting it up here, you can title it whatever you want. So we automatically do just whatever
Mhm.
plus because that's
Okay.
very,
Yeah. For
it's
subscriptions.
universal. We got
Yeah.
Disney Plus, we got,
100%. We're used to it.
yeah, we're used to it. We understand that it's like a premium feature. You can choose from a different benefit message to like entice your subscribers to subscribe to the show, or you can write your own message. And then the prices, we have $3 up to $10 a month. So you can set the price. We do $3 because anything a little bit under that,
Yeah.
it's
It's
not
tough
really
to
worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Completely.
Like it's not really worth it after, you do all this extra work and stuff like that. So we feel like $3 is like a very fair price for a premium subscription. And then yeah, $10, you can set these prices. Subscribers can also feel free, like here in the payment preview, they can give a little extra. So sometimes you'll get people who subscribe to your podcast and they're like, you know what? I know that you said $3 a month, but I actually want to do $20 a month or something like that.
That's
And
awesome.
then you can also provide additional information. So, for example, my podcast, which I will show you how that looks in the future, in the near future, here in a
Yeah.
few minutes.
Okay, cool.
I actually write a message to subscribers saying like, hey, make sure that you sign up with the name that you want me to shout out during the episode because that's
Cool.
something that I provide is I say, hey, I will give you a shout out and thank you in the next episode when you subscribe. And then you just create the subscription and it's done.
That's awesome. Yeah. And people really do love stuff like that. Like they really, really do enjoy being included. So
Yeah.
with the type, does it have to be one of the types? Like, is that how you determine it?
Yeah, it has to be one of the types here. So you just decide which one's going to work best for you. You can change them in the future. So you're not like locked in. If you think, you know what, I think early access works best for me at this point in time because I don't have the time or energy to put into creating premium or bonus content for my listeners. I just want to like maybe upload 3 days early and then they can get that. And that's a perk that they get. You can do that. And then, in a few months, if you're like, you know what, I think I'm ready to take the next step and create bonus episodes or, something like that, then you can just change it and it's not going to affect your subscription.
Cool. So there's options and you can change it at any time.
All right. So let me show you the Dreamful website so that I can show you what it looks like when you actually have premium content, subscription content on your website. This is just the Buzzsprout stock website. So on this website, we have the subscribe up at the top. There's also over here a mention of the premium content and then subscribe. And then if they go to a specific episode, that is a subscriber only episode. So if I click this, it actually has like the episode's blurred out, indicating like, hey, this is secret. It's premium content. You can't access this yet. And so we have this lovely, like another button along with this one, along with this one. Like we're saying like all signs point to subscribe to this, right? So you can subscribe to it. So you click subscribe. And then this is what it looks like to the listeners coming in. So I have the title of the premium content. I say how much it is. And then I can say like, yeah, I actually want to give more money per month. And then I can also choose like a cute emoji that represents me and then do my name, email, and just a quick checkout. And it's really easy because, if you're on an iPhone, it's going to be Apple Pay checkout or something like that, or, Google. And then here's that message that I was telling you about where we could customize it. So I'm telling them, hey, when you subscribe, you'll get this. The name needs to be what I'm going to shout out, and then thanks for supporting the show. So you can just leave instructions or let people know like, hey, send me an email so I can send you a thank you card, or I can send you the merch t-shirt for subscribing at $20, or, whatever you want to do with your premium content. And then that way they have the instructions to be able to receive that. And when your listeners subscribe to your show, you get their name, you get their email, which you don't get with Apple Podcasts because Apple is very, very good at maintaining privacy of people, which I love. But it's kind of a bummer because I have gosh, I don't even know. Like I have probably like 60 Apple Podcast subscribers myself. And I've never
You
thanked
can't
them
talk to them.
because
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know who they are. I don't know their email addresses, so I can't send them like a thank you email or
Mm,
anything like that. So that's something that I really, really love about the Buzzsprout subscriptions is that I get access to their emails. So if I have a newsletter that's for premium people only, or if I want to email them to let them know that we have something really special coming up, I can actually do that. I can export it into a CSV and
that's
email
so
them.
awesome. Yeah, I love
Yeah.
how simple this all is and how much it allows you to amplify the experience for the people who already like you, right? Like a lot of times we're so obsessed with growth or new people, but oftentimes our biggest opportunities are what's already there in front of us, right? You can deepen the
Yeah.
connection with the people that love your stuff the most. So I love this. And this literally it looks like you could have set this up in like 10, 15 minutes and then it could be making money quickly.
Less than that. I honestly think that you could get it done in like 60 seconds flat.
That's amazing. See, if you're
Yeah.
listening to this and you're a Buzzsprout user or you're looking to make more money from your podcast, it's a no-brainer to set this stuff up because Jordan said 60 seconds. So go
Yeah.
give it a try.
And honestly, toggle on the listener support. If you don't want to fuss with subscriptions or maybe subscriptions seems like too scary or you don't want to ask for that, toggle on listener support. If you do that, when you go to an episode, there's literally a link in the show notes that says support the show. And it's automatically placed in and you don't have to offer extra stuff. You can just turn that on and then send people to it or just let them know like, hey, podcasts take a lot of work. And
They
if you
do.
want to, if you want to support it, that's great. If not, that's fine too. Keep listening, appreciate you. And all you have to do is just put in a call to action in your episode, let people know that they can support you, tell them because you'll find that a lot of people want to support your efforts.
100%. Yeah. And there's
Yeah.
nothing like a podcast for that. Like a lot of times
Yeah.
people have very transactional relationships with people they watch on TikTok or Instagram. That's not true with the podcast. People know you and they care about you because you've spent a lot of time together, right?
Yeah.
Over the course of your show. So definitely take advantage of the 60 seconds to set this up.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Sweet. Awesome. Well, is there anything else that we should know before we wrap this one up?
I don't think so. Not that I can think of.
Cool. Well, definitely go check it out. If you are already a user of Buzzsprout, it's live right now. They can use this now, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Cool.
Get in
And if-
there, toggle it on,
Go
have
play
fun.
around. Amazing.
Yeah.
And if you're not on Buzzsprout, this may be a reason why you want to switch over. And Buzzsprout makes that easy too. So definitely take advantage of either situation. It's linked down below if you want to give it a try. And thanks so much for coming on the channel, Jordan. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Ben. I appreciate you.